All right, here we go. Another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. Trying to figure out how to. There we go. That's where I want it. Interesting. So maybe if I sit back a little bit, hopefully you guys will still be able to hear me. Going live again. I'm really going to be trying to make this an 8 o'clock thing. Not sure how successful I will be, but I'm going to try. Because now that I've figured out the live thing, I need to figure out, like in my own schedule, how to make it live, how to go live on some kind of consistency. So tonight I am reviewing Wolcott Bottled in Bond. For those of you who don't know, Bottled in Bond means that it has to go through a lot of different criteria. The original reason for this is whiskey, when it was first in the United States, had some serious issues. Basically, there was everything from turpentine to chewing tobacco and all kinds of things. And there was some distilleries who wanted to kind of take this seriously, and they wanted to let people know that there was a certain level of quality. So there was originally there was an actual federal agent involved, to certify that all these criteria were done. One of the things is that it's not cask strength like the last two whiskeys that I reviewed, but it is 100 proof. And they're always exactly 100 proof. So that's one of the things that they wanted to have, is some consistency. Another thing is that I think it's like from one. It's not a blended, so it doesn't come from several different distilleries. I think it's supposed to be from one growing season as well. I can't remember, and I got mosquitoes somehow. But there's all kinds of different criteria. I've done episodes on Bottled in Bond before, so this is Wolcott's Bottled in Bond. The criteria are not quite as strict as it used to be, it's still kind of a little bit of a statement of quality, a little bit of a statement of consistency. Bottled in Bond, I believe, is a United States thing, kind of like the name Bourbon. So it's because I don't think you get Bottled in Bond Scotch. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But now this is my first pour from Wolcott. So let's see now. Keep trying to get this. And that's the most it'll go. Okay. So maybe I can get my camera to go back a little bit. There we go. That's better. All right. And now we can go a little forward. There we are. Much better. All right. So here we go. We're going to give the pour. And I did kind of pre-open it beforehand so that you didn't have to see me fight with the whole packaging. But as with always, when you first try a whiskey, you should try it neat. Now this says straight bourbon whiskey. I want to make sure that it is clear that when you say you're drinking something straight, that is a statement. I don't waste whiskey here. That is a statement of age, not a method of drinking. So usually straight bourbon whiskey means 4 years, but it's bottled in bond. So that means that it's instead of 2 years, which is straight, bottled in bond means it's 4. So so straight bourbon whiskey, but bottled in bond, that means this was aged at least 4 years. So there we go. See? Yeah. All right. Probably should, for branding purposes, let's see. Yeah, the new logo isn't coming up. Unless it's above through my forehead, maybe. There we go. I don't know. So anyways, here it is. Wolcott Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, bottled and bond, 100 proof. Oh, wait, actually, does this say? Oh, no, it says 100 proof. Okay. Thought my eyes were deceiving me on something. All right, here we go. If you drink this neat, like with any high octane whiskeys like that, that are going to have a little bit of a kick, I highly recommend you sip very slowly, small sips, because it's got a bit of a kick. I don't really sense anything outstanding with it. It seems to be just kind of a good, solid whiskey. There's nothing that really sticks out necessarily. Hold on. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go just the water from my ice. It's been sitting there for a couple seconds. And put just a little bit of water in there to open things up. And take a third sip here. Not really sensing much on the nose. For it being 100 proof, gnats come out as soon as I pour a whiskey. I don't really sense a lot on the nose. Yeah. So, Ooh, I was going to put an ice cube in this, but just that little bit of water really did do exactly what I needed for this whiskey. Yeah, I got to say, this is a decent, solid whiskey. I'm going to say that I really wouldn't pay more than like $30, maybe $40 for it. It's definitely not an $80 whiskey or a $100 whiskey. This is kind of closer to like $30 or $40 whiskey. So now that I've said that, I'm actually going to open up my browser and look up what we paid for it. So here we go. And Wolcott Bourbon. Here we go. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, here we go. Wolcott Bourbon, bottled and bond. It is $45 for this bottle. So it's a little more than I'd like to pay for this. It's decent. It's solid. Yeah, it's decent. It's solid. It's there's nothing really that pops out. Not a really complex flavor profile. It's pretty much just a good everyday bourbon, which means it should be probably about $30. But it's not too horrible. 45 isn't too much more. It's only about $15 more than what I would prefer to pay. But yeah. So anyways, like I said, I was gonna do this on the rocks, but this is good as is. So anyways, I'm gonna play around with this whiskey for a week, and maybe by the end of the week, drink it in a couple different ways. I still have some of that Warrior brown sugar cinnamon whiskey that I reviewed a few weeks ago by itself. It's really sicky sweet, so I'm going to be very careful about what whiskeys I mix it with. Number one, I think they have to be cask strength, and they have to have that strong rye bite to them. And then you mix in the cinnamon and brown sugar whiskey, and it just with an ice cube, and it's perfect. But I don't know if I'm going to do that with this one. So anyways, let me know in the comments what you think. Just a quick show note. In the last 2 weeks of October, I will be doing a very special series on our Facebook page because I don't think I have a way. I don't think YouTube allows me to go live from my phone yet. That's a special permission. And I have to have X amount of followers, which I don't have. So I'm going to do it through the Facebook app. I am going to be going live quite often with Nerds Drink Whiskey Travel Edition. That does mean that this show, the YouTube version of this show, will go on hiatus for those 2 weeks. Basically the last 2 weeks of October, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/nerdsdrinkwhiskey. We will be going live all over the place. LAX, Seattle, all around Los Angeles, Anaheim, Disneyland, Las Vegas, all kinds of it's going to be the full scale Nerds Drink Whiskey Travel Edition. So I am actually reuniting with my little brother, who I have not seen, who I've not been in the same room with for well over a quarter of a century, but under 3 decades, I think we figured out. So, but anyways, that's it. I will see you again next week for another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. And my wife has bought me a lot of whiskey that I get to try out now. So, and that Jameson's you see behind me, it's coming up. I'll do a series on Jameson soon. I just want to get everything figured out and all the kinks and try to figure out how to get my camera to not autofocus and all that good stuff. So, but anyways, that's it. Like I said, see you next week, and please give your feedback in the comments. And remember, the last 2 weeks of October, I will be on our Facebook page doing Nerds Drink Whiskey Travel Edition. So stay tuned for that. See you next week. Oh, yeah. Always sip, never slam.